G'day, this is Simon of Southwest Sea Cars and Coffee. I'm with Steve, who has a absolute standout car, showstopper this morning. In amongst the big crowd, this was the car with the crowd around it. And what is it, mate?
Basically, it's a 1966 Ferrari P3, which was the Le Mans car that raced against the GT40. And this is a recreation, of course, from the movie Ford versus Ferrari.
So, as a recreation, this thing is so cool and so close and so interesting. Very worthy a car of the week. Check it out. Steve, when you rolled in this morning, everybody, all of our volunteers were really excited. They're going, it's the real thing, it's the real thing. And I was thinking to myself, if it was the real thing, it would be worth, what, about $30 million or something?
I would say probably closer to 45 to 50 at this point.
Yeah, what am I? How would I know? I'm never going to be in a position to buy one. But this particular car, although it may not be an original, it still has some great history behind it because it was built for the Ford v Ferrari movie. So tell me the story about that, and then of course how you ended up with it as well.
Okay, so it was constructed for Ford versus Ferrari back in 2019. A company back in Detroit, Race Car Replicas, does aluminum monocoques. They build 917s, Lola 270s, and they built a couple of these for the movie. Of course, when Ferrari found out about it, they were completely bananas, made them destroy all the molds. There's no more that exist. They cannot produce these because Ferrari is very protective of their trade dress and shapes of their vehicles. So this one is a spot-on replica for the most part of a P3. When we obtained it, I'm friends with a couple guys in the Shelby Club that were friends with the person that put the movie cars together. We made an introduction. None of these cars were advertised. They weren't allowed to be advertised for sale.
Yep.
And so it was kind of a word-of-mouth sale. I needed to have this Ferrari, and the gentleman that owned some of the movie cars, we got together, we've become friends now, and he wanted a couple of the cars that I had, so we worked out a deal, some cars and money exchanged hands. Everybody was happy. Once I obtained this car, we've been in vintage Ferraris for years, so I have some sources. So we put the authentic mirrors, the real Ferrari P3 taillights, aluminum housings, we got the exhaust correct. We cut out the rear vents and constructed using the original Ferrari aluminum rivets.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And the aluminum backing, just like the real car. They added a little bit of detail. They were using Talbot mirrors. We changed it to the Sebring mirrors. It's got an authentic 66 Momo Monza steering wheel, which would have been used on the real car, and of course they're a fortune now. The upholstery was also obtained from our Ferrari source, and this is the actual upholstery that would have been used in the Ferrari sports racers of that period. We changed the instruments, and I can pop this door open for you if you'd like.
Yes, please, if you could.
And you can see that's the authentic wheel. Most of the switch gear is authentic. We've even got the original Lucas stock, which is the flash to pass on the Mulsanne. So that's all functional. Of course, it has modern belts.
Yep.
And it's got a real Ferrari VIN tag. Of course, it's silly because it's not the real car, but it has a real VIN tag on it.
So this is, I love the attention to detail that you put into it. In fact, it's funny you mentioned Ferrari insisting on getting rid of the molds. I was watching a show yesterday from the UK, and there was a guy on there, not that I can compare it to anything like this, but he had one of those MR2 cars that are basically where they convert him into a Ferrari. And
I've seen those.
And apparently they said they won't be making any more because the same thing, Ferrari made them destroy the molds, otherwise they were going to sue them. I get that 100% with the MR2. However, when a car like this, when it's being built for what it's being built for, I would have thought Ferrari would have wanted it to exist so that they could tell the story about the movie. And I can't imagine anybody ever wanting to put what this would have gone through at the track with a genuine one. Can you?
No, I would agree with that. And like I said, they were true to the car, and we went at the extra yards to get it a very authentic car externally. Interestingly enough, probably a lot of people don't realize that Ford vs Ferrari was not a CGI fest.
No, it wasn't.
They rented a 5 to 10 mile stretch on a back road in Georgia with trees lining the street. And these cars, because I've become friends with some of the stunt drivers, they were running 165 to 170 miles per hour with these cars.
Wow.
So it was, and they really did put some hard miles, and use on it. And I think the way this car is currently geared, it has a top speed of about 205 miles per hour.
Wow.
It's 550 horsepower and weighs 1,700 pounds. So do the math.
And you were saying earlier, it is actually running an LS motor
Yep.
with a Porsche transaxle rear end. Is that correct?
That's correct. They bought a crate motor. It's got a cam in it. Probably, like I said, about a little over 500 horsepower.
Yep.
It's got a Porsche transaxle that they purchased new. It's an aluminum monocoque, coilover suspension, forged aluminum upright. So it's a serious bit of kit that undoubtedly you can take on the track and do whatever you'd like with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really special. Well, as a very, very worthy Car of the Week winner, you get this Maguire's complete kit, which includes the hot shine foam, the quick interior detailer, the perfect clarity glass cleaner, ultimate wash and wax, hybrid ceramic detailer, and a microfiber. Keep this magnificent movie car Ferrari replica in the condition it's in. Congratulations, Stephen. Thank you so much for bringing it out.
Thanks so much, Simon, and Maguire's makes good stuff.
They sure do.